This is Solo P1. Solo P1. You know what? I wasn't even going to do a video today. I thought this is my day off. I'm not going to do a video today. But after what happened yesterday, it disgusts me. Disgust. The thing about it, yeah, this is not 1973, 1983, 1993. This is 2023. 2023. And in 2023, we do not expect athletes, black athletes, to be subject to racism out in the air, anywhere. In the workplace, in the sports place, at home. No. We should not have to put up with this. Listen, I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm not an idiot. I know racism is never going to end. It's never going to end. People can come out and say, oh, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I got a black second cousin. My friend, one of my best mates, his friend is black, so I'm not racist. You know them ones. You know them. Listen, institutional racist. I know many people that have gone through this. A lot of people close to home as well that I know has gone through this. If you are black, if you're a black woman, it's even worse. You got a black woman going for a job in a company, and then you got a white woman going for a job in a company. They both go for the job at the same time. And I've saw this happen. I've saw it in front of my face. The black woman had more qualifications than the white woman, but they're not going to take the black woman. The white woman ends up getting the job. I saw this happen in front of my face, and I spoke up about it as well. And I didn't care about it either. My job was in danger, but I still spoke up because it was the right thing to do. Now, Vicious Jr. This is not new for him. It's not new. Vicious Jr. is arguably the best player in Europe. Arguably. People can argue about that. It doesn't matter. That's just my opinion. Arguably one of the best players probably in the world. Future Ballon d'Or, guarantee. His name's already on the bill. Future World Player of the Year, gonna happen. Best player in the world, it's gonna happen eventually. This kid's only 22 years of age. 22 years of age. All he does is play football. This was his dream all his life, the Brazilian. All he does is play football. So we go to play football against Valencia. What happens? What happens? He gets subject to racism by some dirt Valencia fans. Dirt. Because that's what they are, dirt. Now, when I was growing up, my brother said to me, my brother used to do a lot of football tours. He used to go around Europe. And I remember him saying to me, you know, he used to say to me, them Spanish fans are racist. He used to be, they're racist. At the time, I was only young, I didn't realise. And you could just see when you get older, how racist the Italian fans are and the Spanish fans. He told me this. But when you're young, you don't really care about that. You just want to go up and you want to you play football, whatever you want to do. And you want to tour, you want to go on a holiday, you want to do stuff, you want to follow your team around the country, around Europe, whatever. Now, the things that he told me when I was a kid, I understand. I could see it for myself. Now, this referee, let's start the match. This referee is in Egypt. First class imbecile. This referee should be fired. This referee should be fired. Very simple. This referee lost control of this game. This referee hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Because if he would have had a clue what he was doing, the incident where it all started, the guy what fouled him, it should have been a penalty. He was in the area. It should have been a penalty. The last time I checked, when you foul someone from behind, it's a penalty in the keeper's box. It was a penalty. So all Vicious Jr. was doing was arguing his case, which he's allowed to, by the way. He's allowed to do that. All he was doing was arguing his case. Look, that shouldn't have happened. I think what's going on? Okay? He was saying, what's going on? It should have been a penalty. So, because he was arguing his case, you got some low-rent fans, Valencia fans, some dirt Valencia fans, started doing the monkey chant. Now, Vicious Jr., like I said, this has happened to him before. It's happened to him a few times at Real Madrid. Real Madrid doesn't protect him, by the way. They didn't protect him. Not back then. The first couple of times, they didn't protect him. They left him out there to dry because they don't care. They're never going to put this guy in the front of Real Madrid, let's face it. Listen, when Ronaldo was there, he was the poster boy. When Zidane was there, he was the poster boy. They ain't going to put him on to be the poster boy of Real Madrid. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. No. The referee didn't have a clue. The people started doing the monkey chants. He called them out. He said to the referee, look what's going on. The referee didn't care. The referee was spending more time on the side, talking to the coaches, trying to negotiate. This guy didn't have a clue what he was doing. This referee should be fired. Very simple, should be fired. Now, the geezer, I don't even know the guy's name for Valencia. Let me see if I can bring his name up here. The guy who ran up to Vicious Jr. Yeah, the guy, the one on the Valencia side, right? And choked him. Tried to choke him out. He must have thought he was in the UFC. I think he forgot what sports he was in. Choke holded him round the neck. Yeah. And what happened, Vicious Jr. ended up getting a red card for that incident before. Because he went up to him, choke holded him, and all Vicious Jr. was doing, he was trying to defend himself. What happened? They didn't do nothing with the other guy. He was fine. He didn't even get a yellow. What happened? They gave Vicious Jr. a red card and sent him off. So you had the first incident, which should have been a red card, and it wasn't. The second incident, where the guy chokeholded him, nothing happened there. And because Vicious Jr. and third, you had the racist chance. And fourth, all he was doing is trying to defend himself. And what happened? They sent him off. Red card. Now, if that was, listen, I'm not saying the Premiership is perfect. The Premiership is the best league in the world. By far. By far. Now, if that was in the Premiership, that would have been dealt with a lot differently. Because it's in the Spanish league and everybody knows about La Liga, how trash it is. Now we're seeing it. Like he said, all these players that played for him, he said Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Zidane, Cristiano Ronaldo, all these greats that played for that league and played for that team, right? It is a disgrace to the league. It's a disgrace. Hugo Duro, that's his name, is the stupid geek Hugo Duro. I'm just looking for his name. Chokeholded him, and he got away with it, and they sent off Vicious Jr. Now you got all these people coming out now. You got a statement from Real Madrid, right? They're saying we have logged a hate crime against. Actually, I'm going to bring in Toto Hammer. Toto Hammer, are you there? Toto Hammer. There you go. I'm just going to read this statement. It says Real Madrid have logged a hate crime complaint with Spanish prosecutors with Vicious Jr. was targeted with racist abuse during their away tie against Valencia. Now, it's all right doing the statements, right? Where was the statements before? The reason why the statements were there before, because it wasn't as global as it is now. It's more global now. The couple of times Sky didn't really talk about it. Nobody really talked about it. I knew about it, and a lot of fans knew about it, but it wasn't really global as this now. Because the referee didn't have a clue what he was doing. One, it was a penalty. Yeah. Two, it should have been a penalty. It should have been a penalty because it was a reg. Two, the guy should have been sent off. Three, if someone comes over and chokeholds someone like they're in the UFC, that should be automatic dismissal, but you didn't dismiss him. You dismissed Vicious Junior, because he was trying to defend himself. And then what did you do with the racy chance? Nothing. If Real Madrid wouldn't have put this statement out, the referees and that would have done nothing. That referee should be fired, and I'll be shocked. I will be surprised if that referee doesn't get sacked by the end of the week. Now, I'm looking at some messages I'll get onto in a minute. From there's one from Gary Lineker, there's one from Rio Ferdinand, there's some from Mbappe, which I'm going to read out in a minute. But I want to ask Toto Hammer, what do you think about this, Toto?
You know what? It's ridiculous. You know what? I just can't believe it, man. It's 19th century. Let the guy play football, man. Just let him play football. For fit's sake, these fans, man. They can't just stop, can they?
Not the 19th century.
They can't just stop.
I know what you mean. Though.
Carrying on, and just carrying on. It's not all fans, not all Spanish people, but the fans of that game. I just couldn't believe it. It's similar to Saka. They got so much time in their hands. They go on Photoshop and put Saka in a monkey picture, and they got time on their hands to do that. It's a similar thing. Similar, man.
Yeah, but these
Vini
are
Jr.
Yeah, but these are doing it on the pitch. These are doing it raggo on the pitch in front of his face. And the referee,
I just don't understand.
Yeah, but the referee didn't act, and he should have.
I mean, the ref's there. It's right next to the crowd. It's all over their way. It's all over that. Valencia was playing at home, so it's all over the ground. So what is there to hide? It was Valencia at home. Everyone's just shouting bare racist chants, throwing stuff on the pitch, like it's a music show. Everyone just throws stuff on the stage, throwing stuff on the pitch. Yeah, distracting play. When I watched the last 10 minutes of that game, when I was on YouTube, I was thinking, is this even a football match? Is this even a football match? There was 10 minutes added on to the end. I was thinking, is this a protest or just a football match?
Listen.
Because the ref weren't doing anything. The ref was on the sideline, out the game.
I get it. Listen. Hanging with the Groon, he said, basically, he's a future Ballon d'Or guarantee. Yet standard. Vicious Junior is too good to be put up with this bull crap at Madrid. The racial abuse Neymar got in La Liga was ridiculous. Of course, I remember that as well. If I was Jude, I would be rethinking my decision, because if he doesn't perform, then fans will be back giving him the same treatment. Oh, of course. Listen, that's a good point there. That is, about the Jude Bellingham. When if he goes and he doesn't perform for them, they're gonna turn on him. Listen, Vicious Junior, his own fans have turned on him. The Real Madrid. It's not just Valencia fans. He got it from his own fans, his own fan base. So what does that say about that pathetic league? What Vicious Junior should do? I think he's gonna end up in the Premier League anyway. I don't know when it's gonna be, when his contract, maybe when Man City can afford him. Man City can afford him now, but when he can get that clause, he'll leave eventually, because this is not on. I'm going to read some stuff that I got from Rio Ferdinand. His message of support came from former England and Manchester United Rio Ferdinand, an anti-racism campaigner, posted on Instagram. Vicious Junior receives a red card after being choked and receiving a racial abuse during the game, which I've just done. Quote, how many times do we need to see young men subjected to this crap? I see pain. I see disgust. I see him needing help. And the authorities do not give a crap. Quote, unquote. People need to stand together and demand more from the authorities that run our game. Quote, no one deserves this yet. No one deserves this. And they're allowing it. There needs to be a unified approach to this. Otherwise, it will be swept under the carpet again. Exactly. It will be swept under the carpet, just like it was swept under the carpet for Lewis Hamilton when he got subject to racism in 2008 and in 2012 and 2020 and 2021. And what did they do? All they did to come out in Formula One, we stand together. And that's all they're going to do in the La Liga as well. They're just going to say, we stand together. But it needs to be more than that, because talking is not working. Just talking is not working. Because what I want to
don't
see
get it,
action.
man.
I want to see the referee be banned. Not banned. Stripped of his referee license, and I don't want him to ever referee again. This guy couldn't referee 8-year-olds at a Sunday league. Let's just face it.
Yeah, man.
So what are you saying then, Toto?
It's just, it's ridiculous,
I
man.
know it's ridiculous, but what do you think they're going to do?
Ruining the young guy's head at a young age, giving him just certain mental in his brain, man.
I know.
Giving that mental stuff in his head, and he's only young, man. Big talent. Why can't just people just watch the game and cheer for their team?
Yeah.
Not shouting abuse. When you go to a football game, you don't go there to shout abuse. You go there to support your team, and the players are on your team. Not go shout abuse at players, especially black players. They can't just stop, can they?
I know you said that.
It gets me mad.
I know it does. I know.
Just let them play the flipping game.
He says in reference. This is from Gary Lineker. In reference to Vicious Jr. receiving a red card, match of the day presenter and former England striker Gary Lineker tweeted, once again, the player has been abused. Is the only person to be punished. No, he's the only one to be punished. Basically, what he's saying is he's been abused so many times and he's the only one what gets punished, which is true. FIFA President Gianna Infantino also expressed his support for Vicious Jr. and said his statement, full solidarity. See, there we go. This is what I'm saying about they're just words. I heard this same word in the F1, full solidarity to Vicious. There is no place for racism in football or in society, and FIFA stands by all players who have found themselves in such a situation. But again, it's just statements. This is what Gary Lineker is saying. I'm not a big fan of Gary Lineker, but this is what Gary Lineker is saying. All it is statements. What are they going to do? What are they going to go do to this referee? This referee should be banned. They should try and find every single person that was in that crowd and picture them, because they can. Picture them, make sure you get them the names, scan the names, and make sure they get banned from football for life. I don't want to hear this solidarity thing. This sounds too much like what happened with Lewis Hamilton when he was subject to racism in 2020 and 28 and 2012 and continue. All they say is, we stand together. That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Just a little advert.
That just stopped me going out, doing something bad, and I'll come back and say, you know what? Sorry, man, but we stand together as one. We can stamp it out. It's just words. He says, hanging with the Goonies, said Vicious Jr. won them the Champions League and they treat him like this. Them Madrid fans are the most self-centered fan base I've ever come across. Agreed. Look, when Timoshimi signed, they were chanting for Mbappe. Yeah. They ain't got a clue, bro.
It's the point I'm linking on. The Real Madrid fans, they know he's a good player.
Yeah.
And they want him to play for him. Yeah. But they still give the abuse.
Yeah.
They never back him.
No.
You just give him pure abuse. They want him to play because he's a world-class player, future Ballon d'Or winner, everything
Oh, yeah,
his
he's
name.
definitely.
They want him to play
Definitely.
for the club.
100%.
But they treat him. It's just, I just don't understand. Just cheer for your own team, yeah?
Yeah, huh?
And just let the players play football.
Says that Vicious said
It's
the Spanish.
unbelievable,
Another
man.
one it says. So Vicious said the Spanish league that once belonged to the Stars. This is from Vicious Jr. Quote from Vicious Jr. Vicious Jr. said, and quote, this league belonged to the star players like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, now belongs to the racist. Which is true. You put Cristiano Ronaldo there, you put Lionel Messi there, you put Zidane, put Ronaldinho. There's so many legendary players that play in that league, and he said now it belongs to the racism. And unfortunately, we have everything. With everything that happens on a weekly basis, I have no way to defend. I agree. He's been on Twitter all today, 21st, and yet he's been on all Twitter today. Yeah. Airing his grievances yesterday and today. And it says, meanwhile, La Liga president Javier Tebas accused Vicious Jr. of twice not turning up the meetings to discuss what can be done in cases of racism. So basically, there you go. They got La Liga president. Basically, the Liga president is in bed with Real Madrid. I don't care what anybody says. The La Liga president is in bed. When I say in bed, I don't mean literally in bed, which I don't know. But they are as one. They discuss together. Real Madrid first to them. It says, meanwhile, La Liga president Javier Tebas accused Vicious twice of not turning up for meetings to discuss what happens and what can be done in cases of racism. So basically what he's trying to say is Vicious Jr., when they've had meetings already prepared, he hasn't turned up for the meetings, which I don't believe. Vicious Jr. hit back and said, once again, instead of criticising racists, the president of La Liga appears on social media to attack him. You see, this is what Vicious Jr. retorted to the La Liga president. So basically, the Liga president is hanging him out to dry. The Liga president basically said, we do not care. That's what they're saying. We do not care. We had meetings about this and you didn't turn up. And Vicious Jr. responded. He said, this is quote from Vicious Jr. Vicious Jr. hit back and said, once again, instead of criticizing racists, the president of La Liga appears on social media to attack him. Now, I believe that, by the way, because this is what they do. They don't want to solve the problem. They want to deflect the problem. They want to put it somewhere else. They can say, look, we wanted to help, but he didn't turn up for a meeting. How do we know that's true? How do we know it's not true? But what it boils down to, what he should have done, he should have came out in the press and he should have said, we do not want this to Spanish football. This is a disgrace, and we're going to do everything that we can to stamp out racism. But what did he do? No, he attacked Vicious Jr. And that proves how racist the Spanish league is. And I'll go back to what he says, hanging with the Goonies. He said about Jude Bellingham. Let's get that up. He says, if I was Jude, I'll be rethinking my decision because if he doesn't perform, then fans will turn on him. Perfect. Exactly. 100% agree. So you got all these people coming out. I can't allow racism in my life. You got people, you got Lewis Hampton coming out and helping him. You got people like Carlo Ancelotti. How did it get this far? How did it get this far? And now the Spanish league are responding. Look, the only people that I can see that are trying to help him, yeah? And that's because they're being found out because they didn't help him before, is Real Madrid. But even then, I don't believe. They're making statements. Anybody can make statements, but what you're going to do? What are you going to do? I could say, I'm going to go out tomorrow and win £1 million. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it. You get it?
Yeah.
It's worthless.
I know, man.
Words do not mean nothing. Actions speak louder than words. And that's just the way it is. I don't know what to say about it, man.
Listen, man, big up Rods in the chat, man. Yo, man, big up. And you know what? Linking on to those meetings, yeah. Why should he turn up for the meetings? Why didn't they go handle it
How do you know we never?
We don't know anything.
Exactly.
We don't know. But onto that statement, yeah, Vini Jr. should be turned up to his meeting. Why should he? The source we have available in front of us, what we have available in front of us, going to decide on that. Why should he turn up for the meetings? They're the head of the Liga. They're the one that should be sorting them out. They're the ones that should be in the press. Not Vini Jr. turn up to meetings. They should be ones saying any racism, any monkey chants, any racist slurs on the ground that's happening, they're going to be kicked out the stadium on whatever season ticket they got reserved or removed from their accounts. Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
I know.
Any season ticket, anything, all membership to the club revoked. They get the name, account revoked. Everything revoked so that they don't ever go to a home game ever again. Never. They should do that. Then maybe, just maybe, the people will stop. Even though they're not going to out themselves, most of them will stop. But they won't do that because even the Liga president is racist as well.
Yeah, I know.
He don't want to do anything.
The-
He's put his little tweet out. Oh yeah, Vini
Solidarity,
Jr.
yeah.
should be turning up to his meetings.
Taking a
Why?
dig at him. Taking a dig at him. Slide
That's
dig.
just more slurs.
Yeah, slide dig.
It's not helping, is it?
Nah. That's what Vicious Jr. retorted. He said, instead of fixing the problem, the head of La Liga wants to attack him. Look at the guy in here. It says the head of Spanish football. The head of the Spanish National Football Federation, yeah? The head of the National Federation. He said that Spain has got a problem with racism. And this is the guy who, his name's Luis Rubiales. I can't really pronounce his name. But he said, I'll probably butcher his name, guaranteed. But he said the head of the Spanish National Football Federation said that Spain has a problem with racism. And I'm not saying just Spain. You got Kylian Mbappe. He was subject to racism after the World Cup. After they lost the World Cup, France. He was subject to racism. Kylian Mbappe. So it's not just happening in the Spanish league and it's not just happening in the Italian league. It's happening everywhere. But at the end of the day, when is it going to end? Black lives does matter.
Yeah.
It does matter. And like I said, I know people, many people in jobs. And I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna repeat what I said.
Yeah, man.
I know people in jobs. I know many people in jobs. If you're black, you're always gonna be second to the white man. If you're a black woman, even worse. I saw it. I've been in jobs where I saw a black woman and a white woman going for the same job. And the black woman might have more qualifications, but the black woman don't get the job. The other one will. And I've called it out at a job. I've called it out and risked my own job. Because you know why I called it out? Because it's not right. It's not right. You have to talk about it. You have to have conversation. You have to put it out there. Because if you don't, and we're mute, that's what they want. If we are mute, this is what they want. And that's it. We should all be able to live together in one world. Okay? One world without racism. Without racism slurs. Without institutional racism. Because that's what I just talked about. Institutional racist. I'm not an idiot. I know racism is always going to be there. I'm not a complete utter idiot. Yeah. I know racism is always going to be there. But what it boils down to, we should all band together to try and stop it, to try and lower it. There's more institutional racism now. They're not going to come out and they're not going to come out to your face and call you the N-word to your face. But they'll do it in another way. It's called institutional racist. And that's how they're going to do it. We should all be able to live together. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, whatever. We should be able to live together as one. And in 2023, this crap is still happening in 2023. Like I said, it's not 19